All right, one more set of clues for you about whether or not you need a second opinion. Now, again, advisors do a good job. Advisors do a great job. I just want to caution you that if you see certain things, that it's time to get a second opinion. And you know what? What's the worst thing that can happen? You're on the right track, you get validation and confirmation that what you're doing is working, and you can be at peace. That's good. All right, so here's some more clues. If the advisor all of a sudden does an about face, they've been recommending XYZ company for years. Whatever mutual fund, whatever financial product, maybe it's an insurance or an annuity, and they've been recommending it, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, they say they've got to make a change. They want to recommend ABC company. My question or my recommendation for you is why? Why the about face? Why the change? Now, there are a lot of very good reasons for an advisor to change their recommendation, to change the company that they would suggest to you. But there could be something else going on. So here are some questions. Why, and they're very straightforward. The key, of course, is you have to ask, why are you no longer recommending XYZ company? Open-ended question, let them answer and watch the response. Watch their eyes. Keep your eyes on their eyes. Number two, why are you now recommending ABC company? Why has this change occur? What selection processes you use when you determined that XYZ wasn't good for me anymore and that I should look at ABC? How did you arrive at ABC company? Did you look at a bunch of other companies? Talk to me about your selection process. How did you make this shift? Will I have to pay a fee to get out of XYZ company if you're telling me to move away from that? Will I pay a fee going into ABC company? In other words, are there transaction costs? And will you, my advisor, be compensated for making this change? Nobody's expected to work for free, but why are you making this change, and what is the benefit to me? And then what is the benefit to you? Not difficult questions. Now, I had not long ago a client come in, a prospective client come in, and I give second opinions all the time, and I don't charge to do it because I need to see where somebody is before I can evaluate whether I can help them or not. So this woman came in. She was a little uncomfortable with some of the changes the advisor wanted to make and had made on her accounts, and because this was the situation. The advisor had been recommending the same company for years. In fact, I know of the advisor, and I know that he recommends the same company very often to everybody. And then all of a sudden, there was this shift, and she had shown me the shift that he had made, and I had heard through the grapevine. I knew who both companies were, the one that he was recommending before and the one being recommended now. And I know for a fact that the compensation to that advisor is about 0.5% more for the new company versus the old company. There it is. That was the primary motivation. The companies were very similar. The product was very similar, but all of a sudden, there was this shift. So sometimes the reason is right in front of us. People can be very motivated, and financial people can be very motivated by the compensation they receive. It's an ugly reality or truth of the world we live in that folks are, advisors and other people are motivated by their compensation. I'm not saying the advisor shouldn't be compensated. I'm only asking you to think about that motivation and to ask questions. And again, if you are asking an advisor to disclose their compensation in writing to you, there won't be this mystery or wonder on your part. And there are things happening in the financial industry that I think eventually will make this a more consistent thing, where the regulators will get to a point where they hold advisors, all advisors, to a higher standard. If you're paying somebody a fee to manage your money, they are acting in a fiduciary capacity. But if you are working with somebody who is making product recommendations to you be it annuities or mutual funds or something like that, a real estate investment trust or any of these packaged products, often they are acting in a sales capacity. They're not acting in a fiduciary work for you capacity. So it's especially important to ask questions about compensation and the reason for the recommendation when you're working with an advisor on those things. So if, for example, an advisor is recommending an annuity to you, you need to ask, talk to me about why this particular annuity. Which companies can you work with? How many companies are you set up to do business with? How often do you change your recommendations? How many people get this product that you are recommending? How long have you been working with this company? Have you ever been to their home office? Okay, I know I'm getting on my soapbox here, but if you're counting on that advisor to make recommendations to you and you're going to trust them to advise and invest your life savings, come on, you need to ask questions and don't be bashful, okay? Be awkward for a little bit so that you aren't experiencing regret for the rest of your life. And I've had people come in and ask me for a second opinion and they knew something wasn't quite right, and they come in and unfortunately, often enough, I have to validate their concern that, you know what, no, this was not the right product for you, or you know what, the product doesn't work the way you thought it did. And so just be an advocate. Now, there are a lot of other things that could cause you to want a second opinion. I've got time for one more. The advisor has something going on with their own personal situation that is a clue that maybe you need to make a change or at least reevaluate where you are. Advisors get to retire. Advisors sometimes have personal health issues. They become disabled. And unfortunately, just like everybody else on this planet, advisors also die. These are all events that may cause you to take the opportunity to reevaluate. Retirement, disability, and death are 3 reasons for you to say, you know what, now is a time for me to reevaluate. Somebody else is going to be assisting you at some point in those 3 scenarios. It's your opportunity, it is your obligation to yourself to reevaluate and determine if the next person that is at that firm is going to be able to help you. It's not unusual for a brokerage firm, for example, to have these advisor teams where there's 2 or 3 advisors that work together to work with a group of clients. And if the one you've been working with is going to retire or something has happened to them and you're going to be needing to work with the other folks in that group, boy, now's the time not only to evaluate what they will do for you and talk to them about their plans for you and your portfolio and your finances, but also to say, you know what, now's a good time for me to double check. I'll go to an independent advisor and I will double check what's been going on with the portfolio. Look at how those investments have been doing. Get that fresh perspective, because if you're going to be recommitting to the new advisor at the firm where the other advisor has been working or where the advisor is retiring from, then you'll have a better sense. And if your advisor says, look, I'm going to be retiring in a year or 2, get that second opinion. Be prepared that when the advisor does retire, you can make a switch if you need to. I'm not saying you have to do it right away, but these are the things to think about. These are the clues to help you be ready for these situations, and that will help you plan stronger.